Hey, don't tell anybody that happened, all right?
Alright, thanks for tuning in. This is Stomper B. Thompin, and we are at the final race of the 2022 season for the Virginia Championship Hare Scramble Series. This one's Lake Sugar Tree. It's a very unique course because it incorporates quite a bit of motocross track, and we are in Axton, Virginia. So yeah, pretty great race overall. As you can see from the beginning, nothing too crazy as far as crashes go. Getting a little better about that finally. Yeah, everybody I talked to loved this one. Had a unique combination of the fast motocross track. You know, I didn't jump many of the features. There were a lot of doubles and stuff that I didn't even bother with. But it was a great track. Got a bad start here though. Didn't fire straight away. But yeah, great track, great weather. You can just see the big, beautiful blue skies. A little bit of dust out here at the beginning, but for the most part, it was pretty clean out there. A little sloppy in spots through the woods because a couple of creek crossings and stuff, but here I am tucked in behind Brian as we start into the woods. But look at that. Barely any dust at all. The dirt was in pretty stellar conditions. Track was nice too. It offered a lot of different features. You had a lot of fast, flowy woods like right here. And then there were quite a few sections that were pretty tight. So I did chop my bars before, I think this is my second race with bars that are cut down, but it's nothing significant, half an inch on each side. So I think I'm at 32 inches overall, including the ends of the hand guards. And it is a noticeable difference in a positive way, so super happy I did that. Makes navigating the tight stuff a little bit easier. But yeah, great race overall. Nothing quite spectacularly awesome that happened, and the same on the other side. Nothing terrible happened either. Oh, I do got one story about my bro. He's okay. He just had a bike failure, front brake issue, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But yeah, just a solid race overall. I want to say that one of the biggest things I took away from this race was, aside from chickening out on doubles, I didn't get a chance to practice this course. They did have that option the day before, but I arrived day of, so just didn't have the confidence to really go send it over any doubles. But one of the biggest takeaways I had was that I'm just getting way more confident in the tight stuff on this 4-stroke. So I'm coming off, obviously I'm a beginner rider. This is C-Class right here. And I'm coming off a 2-stroke 300, which it was the XCW version too, so I had that wide trans. First and second gear were ultra low, so you could just lug it really low through all the tight stuff, no problem, very forgiving. Jump on this 2023 350 XCF, and it's a little bit of a different story in the tight stuff. These high compression bikes just got so much snap off the bottom. So there's that flame out issue, which I'm getting way better about avoiding. But yeah, this race gave me a lot more confidence in the tight technical stuff on this 4-stroke. Had a little bit of arm pump going on in lap 1, but I did a nice job of kind of just, like I always do, taking a little bit off it, dialing back the effort about 5% or so, and that kept everything away, and I was able to press on with the rest of the race in laps 2 and 3. So the morning C-Class riders only got 3 laps in, but that was a solid hour and a half for me. Still just settling into a flow on this first lap. I hear you. I just got a line of guys ahead of me, and I'm kind of waiting for a safe spot to pull off. So I'm shouting, I got you. So I'm looking, I'm scanning for a spot. Quickly pull over without stopping, because I'm just kind of done with that. But it turns out that's my buddy Josh, and he just makes a sick pass. On the inside, he took that rocky route. That was nice, that was impressive. Yeah, it's the one bad thing about the tight spots is in the beginning of the race, if you're a little bit slower like me, and the lines behind you are catching up, it's tough to find a clean spot to let them pass safely without, pulling over and coming to a complete stop. So right here, I'm getting the revs again, and we pull over right up here. Decently tight through some of these spots. But here I am, just kind of going a little bit slower. Again, I'm thinking arm pump, so I'm really focusing on technique and form and not pushing it too hard. Just to keep that arm pump away for lap 1. It seems like for me, if I make it through lap 1, I'm good to go for the rest of the race. So that's what happened today. Here's kind of portion 2 of the motocross track. This tabletop, so I hit it so soft here lap 1, and I never quite clear the thing on my 3 laps, but I wish and maybe next time out here I might come to the practice the day before, hit some of these jumps. It'd be fun to start clearing some of these bigger features. Like that double, I stall it out. Not cool. I just had forgotten that double was there. Yeah, that's the other part, is you're racing this track, but you don't know what's a double, what's not, if it's your first time out there. Squeeze back into the woods, little muddy crossing here, nice. Yeah, so really quick, I'll tell you about my brother. He's on a 2021 YZ250 FX, and he just so he starts on the line behind me, and normally he's a little bit faster than me, so he always ends up creeping up and passing me at some point in the race. So I'm thinking, holy shnikes, like I must be getting faster because my brother isn't passing me yet. I'm thinking that throughout the race. But I come to find at the end that he ended up having a front brake issue. I guess the front brake was it wasn't seizing, but it was squeezing the brake on its own. So it was applying pressure all on its own. And he said that the hand lever would just kind of lock up on him. Really weird. And then after, a few moments, it would free up. So we think it's temperature related to the fluid. Like the fluid hasn't been changed in a while, so it's probably overdue for a bleeding. So it could or maybe perhaps some air got in there, I don't know. But that was a bummer. He had a great warm-up prior to the race, and then he said it basically started happening immediately. So you're trying to go down these downhills, and it's applying like 20, 30, 40, 50% front brake on you. Well, that's just going to cause you to wipe out, because that you don't want to be pressing your front brake over a lot of these slick roots and stuff, you have to let it glide over them and just kind of float. This is a cool little uphill. I took this right-hand line every time. I kind of have that habit. If I see like a fork in the road on a tough hill climb, I'll tend to just stick to the same route if it works well the first time. Nice little spot skirting the river here. I got a little off balance there, tough to tell in the video, but I saw that river beneath. Oh yeah. So this isn't too chewed out yet. There's still some very passable lines. Like right there, I hit that rut, made it through okay. But by lap 3, that whole section was pretty chewed out. Made line selection very important. I'll talk more about that section the next couple times I hit it. These spots were pretty great. Got a little sloppy down here in this lower elevation area, like right there. Had to be a little choosy with the line. Taking the outside, you can see all the mud on the inside there. Didn't want to get caught up in any of that if I could avoid it. This is another one of the more technical hill climbs of the day. Just a lot of loose dirt on the face of that. Loose dirt, and then immediately some rocks and stuff sticking out. Here's my friend John. He's also on a 2023 KTM 350 XCF, but he's still recovering from a gnarly shoulder injury, so he's just taking it easy out there. Then coming up on this hill climb up to the left, I start the climb, but my hand like hits a tree, my handguard or something. My throttle hand comes flying off the controls, and I just barely recover the thing. So I think it's on this left hand right here. Looks like I didn't even hit a tree or nothing. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe my front tire caught a root and it just kind of shook my hands loose. That was a little spooky.
Team McAfee!
Yeah, that's part of the Team McAfee family. They got a really cool YouTube channel. I'll link that in the description below. A lot of great videos of VCHSS and just riding in general. But they're another group, like their whole family rides. It's pretty cool. He's always out there taking cool videos and pictures of people and posting them up. This guy makes a great save up here. Right there. Like, catches a root really funny and it just throws the bike on him and whoo, saves it. Stayed on 2 wheels. This is another little tricky hill climb. Nothing too insane about it, but just at the top of the hill you had some rocks jutting out. So you did have to kind of fully commit to it. Another precarious spot, but there's someone there to help out. Oh yeah, you don't want your bike just falling off into that river, landing upside down or something.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
There's Lynn. I met him before the race. Nice little jump there on the pass. Yeah, it's always, I don't know. It's a little depressing when the season comes to an end. You're having so much fun, you're in such a groove, everybody's in a great mood, it's like the weather's perfect. But yep, last race of the season. So lap 1, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Kicking off lap 2 with no arm pump. Confidence is up there. It ended up being a tighter track than I really remembered from the previous year, but that could just be my memory playing tricks on me. Whoa, simmer baby. Yeah, I smacked a few trees with the handlebars, but that was about the worst of it right there. Luckily, I never completely lost control. I did have, as I kept it in my intro, I had one save where I got off balance and I was coming towards a tree there and I slammed on my front brakes. Oh yeah, so right there. So I could hear someone coming up behind me, and long story short, it's my friend Nathan, but I thought it was my brother. So this whole time I'm thinking my brother's behind me. I didn't know that he was having those front brake issues. So Nathan also rides a YZ250 FX, so a very distinctive like Yamaha thumper sound. And then since he knew my name, for whatever reason it just sounded like my brother. So I'm thinking, oh, that's just my brother saying, no, Cody, don't pull over, just go, man. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just go. You know, if it's my brother, he'll pass me. But Nathan ends up getting the pass right there. We had a laugh about that after the race. I was just telling him, like, yeah, I thought you were my brother, just telling me to get my butt moving. Which he kind of was, too. Nathan's just out there having fun. He doesn't care about lappers or nothing like that. This section tightened up really quick, too. I hear you coming. But I think that's really the next area of improvement. Obviously, if I can jump doubles, that'll help save some time on tracks like this that do incorporate portions of motocross. But navigating the really, really tight stuff, I think I can pick up a few seconds here and there. You saw how quickly Nathan pulled away from me through that ultra tight section. Well, tight for me. I'm no A-class hare scramble rider. Pretty tight through here. And to think that my handlebars used to be 1.25 inches wider. Insane. I still might cut them down a tiny bit more. Checking out on this tabletop again. I have no doubt I could clear that thing like in a practice session, but there's something about being out there during a race that you just don't want to. I don't know. I need practice jumping. Jeremy Brown, nice pass into the woods. Letting people by. Yeah, I had a little front fender syndrome there. I was just locked into following the dude ahead of me. And we both missed that turn, but in the end it didn't really add any time to the lap. That was a tight, slow section. Yeah, so lap 2, and that's really the first little kind of tip over ahead. I think I had one more of those this whole race, but no real wrecks or anything. This was a gnarly downhill, and it's hard to tell, but I almost completely overshot it right past those trees right there. So here we are, the ruts are getting a little deeper. And for whatever reason, I keep taking that right side. Yeah, nice pass on the inside line there. So like seeing that person make it through so quick made me think like, oh, that left line, there must be, you know, a good line choice over there somewhere. But the third lap, as you'll see, I don't take it. That's where I get stuck in a rut. But yeah, commenting on that ditch and the crossing on the other side, it seems like it's probably faster to take an extra, yeah, thank you to the course marshal there for help guide me away from the mud, pointing out the good lines. But yeah, it's probably almost faster to take an extra 1 to 1.5 seconds to scan the exit of the bank over there to see like what ruts are good. I just get it locked in my head like you always have to be moving. But by just kind of picking a line choice too quickly and not really scanning the entire bank, you don't really pick the most optimal route through. So just an example where a little bit of patience might actually be quite a bit faster. Second time through this hill climb. So this one would be tough if there's people ahead of you like stuck on the hill. Slowly but surely kind of getting to more of a flow state here for lap 2. Man, this track was so good. It might not be my favorite one of the year, but I think it's a favorite for a lot of people. It's just got a little bit of everything. Great course. I hear you. So that's just for any new riders out there, that's a great kind of exchange right there. The person who's much faster than me gets up behind me, realizes I'm pretty slow, they let out a woo-woo or an engine rev or something like that. I find a safe place to kind of tuck off to the side while keeping my wheels rolling, and they sneak right by. That's great. But just one word of caution, always throw a look backwards to make sure there's no more people coming. Yeah, stalled it on the second try up that thing. The third time I nail it pretty good, but I think the second lap was my longest lap by maybe like 30 or so seconds. Third lap definitely felt like my best. Lap 2 coming to an end. I saw the white flag. That was a little confusing because at the beginning of the race they told us we're going to do 4 laps, which sounded like a bit much for the morning class. They always try to get us down to about an hour and a half out there. That's right about what I was with 3 laps. So the winners, who had a lot faster lap times than me, of course, did 3 laps in probably, I don't know, hour 15, hour 20. So I was out there for a little bit over an hour and a half. Overshot it. There's Jimmy Rice. So he had he and Travis Lamb, I saw him at the beginning of the race. They had been racing the 35+C all year, but them boys is fast, and they finally bumped it up to the Bs for the afternoon run. So they did that for the last few races of the season, maybe 2 or 3 races. Just getting a taste for the afternoon, because it's just a lot trickier. You got a lot faster riders. You're out there for a longer amount of time. They aim for approximately 2 hours for that group. B's all the way up to the double A's. But not only that, you're incorporating much of the same track that the C-class morning riders are on, so it is chewed out in spots. So you just got a sloppier track to deal with. In the afternoons, it's tougher all around, but those guys are great riders. I'm sure they're going to do really well up there. I got a little ways to go. Just look at that sun poking through the trees. That's what it looks like too. Like, that's not the camera playing any tricks. That can make navigating these portions a little tough. But just feeling a lot faster and flowier on my third lap. Let a couple people by. I try not to ever stop moving, but it wasn't a really good spot to pull over for them. So look right here. Like, this isn't very tight. I get that. But I'm hitting this section a lot faster than I did on lap 1 and 2. At least it felt that way. Yeah, great race. Although I will say a 4th lap sounded a little bit daunting. I was starting to get pretty tired. Either I'm getting out of shape or I'm just pushing it too hard. I'm not sure what. But like this section, that's where Nathan passed me the previous lap. I felt like I did that section a little bit faster here in the 3rd lap. Oh yeah, watch this nice pass. Wheelie pass. That was cool.
Dexter!
I'm pretty sure that was Dexter. He's in my class. Oh, I get so much tunnel vision out here sometimes. It's hard to tell. Yeah, no major battles the last bit here. Kind of a bummer. Those are always the most interesting and the most fun. Last little foray on the moto track. A couple more doubles to chicken out on. And unfortunately, I just spent a lot of lap 2 and 3 alone. Bit of a bummer. I try to keep this footage of other riders or really cool sections or, crashes and stuff like that, but I just spent so much in lap 2 and 3 alone. Yeah, this spot was, I suppose it's probably better to just kind of wheelie over that little dip, but it's pretty thick soupy mud, so that can kind of be tough. There's that creek I almost fell into on the first lap. I have a little bit of a back and forth with this cat ahead of me here. So I kind of slowly catch him, make a pass, and then he passes me back, and then I think I get him at the end. So this is where it would be beneficial to take an extra second or 2 or 3 and really find a line, because I'm gonna waste 5 or 6, 7, 8 seconds doing this. That's Peary. Is the VCHSS president out there helping folks out.
Oh, hey, don't tell anybody that happened, all right?
Yeah. I swear I don't stall that much these days, but it's usually right in front of somebody. That little tiny jump was so much fun. Oh yeah, so coming up here on this left-hand turn, so I'm in second gear and I'm trying to grab third because I know there's a long straight here, but right here, oh, I'm trying to shift into third gear. My bike gets unsettled and my foot starts to get tucked up underneath the bike, like kind of dragging on the ground, where your toes pointing down really far. Oh man, that was a little spooky for a second, so I just clutched in and got my foot out. These Alpine Star Tech 7s did a great job of protecting my foot there. It's little things like that are why good pair of boots are so important. I never saw that coming, ever, but my foot was jammed down beneath my shifter in the foot peg and the toe was getting dragged. So it was, just a lot of torque on your ankle and your foot. If I was in hiking boots, it definitely would have been broken or sprained at a minimum. So here I make one of my better passes, taking an extra second to see which line he took and just taking the opposite line, because he got caught up there for a second or so at the top. I was able to squeeze right by. But then I do this up here. I just stop to have a conversation with a tree and then he passes me right back. I get off balance.
Oh, not today, tree!
Not today, tree.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, then I do that. Right as I'm taking off, he sneaks in front. And I didn't know it at the time, but my camera got pointed up a little bit. Don't worry, it's not too bad, and I only have a couple minutes left here. But I do eventually slowly work in a pass on him again, right before the finish. He makes a really great line right there. I never even saw that on that uphill, because you can't see it right here, but there was a large wet root crossing the trail that if you hit that a little too hard or on the brakes, your bike was going to slide down off that ledge. Oh yeah, work it in right here. So it's kind of like a pass. Mostly he just kind of lets me by up here, but this was a good spot to pass people. I got passed out here, and I make a pass up here. Kind of just like an old washed out section of an old grassy moto track. And that's it. Lap 3 in the books. There's my race. There's my season. Thanks for watching, everybody.